Hi everyone, welcome back to the second part of my timeline of failed relationships and dating series. So continuing right where I left off. Like I said, this is where things get very ugly in my relationship because we're still friends with benefits at this point. So January 2015 comes. He previously, way before this, he invited me to go on a cruise ship with him and his friends, and I was like, "Oh, okay, awesome." And it was a cruise ship to Mexico. It went to four locations: Cabo San Lucas, La Paz. I think the third one was Laredo. I'm not positive, and the fourth one was Puerto Vallarta, and that one was my favorite of all the four. But I just had to pay $100, and then I'd be set to go. So naturally, I did. I took the time off work, uh, got it off, and I went. So, sorry, I'm just myself a little bit. So I went on there. The first day of going on there, we were in San Francisco. So I met his friends that was coming with us. Met them. We hang out a little bit before the ship departs, or is it? I think it departs. Whatever. I noticed he's a little bit moody, and I was like, "Dude, are you okay? What's going on with you? You're kind of like being, well, moody." And he was like, "I'll be fine when I get on the ship. Okay, don't worry about it." And I was like, "Okay, dude, chill. I was just asking. You seem like you're just in, a mood." so, anyways, he's like that the entire day, even when he gets on the ship. So basically, no, he did not change when he got the ship, but it's like, okay, whatever. First day comes, everything's awesome. Love the ship. The ship was gorgeous. We set sail to Mexico. Everything is awesome. I went to they had a nightclub on there. Went there for the first time, and everything was just awesome. But this is where things. Yeah, this is officially the point where things start getting very ugly. So, second day, I noticed that he's even moodier than usual to me. I asked him questions about the ship, and he would give me these smart ass responses like, "Figure it out yourself," or it says in the ship's what's it called? Oh my god, not manual, but flyer or something like that. And then I was like, and then so I'm just like, okay, what is going on here? Why are you snapping at me more than usual? And I noticed he was like that throughout the day. So, towards the late afternoon, I bring him out with me alone so I could talk with him alone away from his friends. And then I ask him, "Hey, dude, what is your problem? You're snapping at me more than usual. You're being a little smartass. You're being hella moody. What is your deal?" And he was like, "I'm not being a smartass. I don't know what you're talking about." And he was like, "Okay, well, the way you're talking to me is like kind of hurting my feelings." And then he was like, "Well, that's your problem, not mine." And I was like, "Excuse me? What do you mean it's my problem?" "So you're saying you're just gonna just say crap just to hurt my feelings or something like that?" I don't know what I said after that. It was something in that vein. But he was like, "No, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying is I'm not being a smartass. I'm not in the mood. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what your deal is. But if what I say offends you, then that's your problem, not mine." And I'm just like, okay, where is this coming from? You were not like this. Like the last time I saw you. I'm not talking about yesterday, but the time we met before that. The time we met before the cruise ship was on New Year's Eve. He was not like this before, or on that time. And also when we saw each other New Year's Eve, he told me that he loved me. I told him I loved him back. Now that part is going to play later on in the story. You'll see why. So, and you also know why he acts moody later on in the story. So pay attention to that too. So, so second day, rest of the second day, I told him I just, what do? I go off, I run off from the room that everyone was in to go into somewhere else, to hide out somewhere else, to collect my thoughts. And I was like, okay, Cameron, you're right. Just, it is your problem. You are just being oversensitive. You are overthinking shit. Let it go. Just man up and just go along with it, you know. So I did. I went out there. I went to, I don't know where they're at, but basically when I went to him, I told him, you know what, you were right. It is my problem, and you know, I have to get over it. So you know what, you are totally right, and I'm ready for whatever you guys are up to. And then he didn't really say anything. He was just like, okay. And so, third day comes. We hang out. He's still in his mood. I tell him, you know, I don't know I'm excited about something. I don't know what it was, but I told him it's so awesome, you know, and I just want to let you know I love you, and I kiss him, and he didn't really kiss me back. I was like, he actually like kind of pulled away a little bit, and I was like, is there something wrong? I'm like, no. And then he was like, Cameron, what are you doing? And then I was like, what does it look like I'm doing? And then he says, no, Karen, like, I don't love you, okay? So you can't say that. And then I was like, what do you mean you don't love me? Literally 4 days ago, you told me that you loved me. Like, I thought, I don't understand. And then he was like, and he didn't really respond to that. He just kind of like said, well, I'm sorry, you know, we're just friends with benefits. Like, he didn't really directly respond to the, you know, me telling him that he said he loved me, but he just said that we're just friends with benefits, okay? Get over it. And I'm just crushed because I was like, and even though he was right, like, we are friends with benefits at that point, my perception was that we were still boyfriends. And like I said in the previous video, I wanted that, but he didn't want to be official boyfriends, just friends with benefits. So I, in a way, kind of compromised, but I secretly still wanted more than that. So, because of this, I begin unraveling deeper into insanity, I guess, if you want to call it that. I am moody the entire day because of this. And like I said, just before, he's still snapping at me and being moody with me the whole day. And so I kind of snap at him back, and I kind of in the mood too, because, you know, he's moody with me, snaps at me, so it makes me moody in return. And this is the part where, I hate very few people in this world. However, there was a girl in this friend group of his who I can say with 100% honesty, I absolutely hate. And you will see why very soon. So, this girl, who's, like I said, a part of his friend group, has a tendency to interject her opinions, her 2 cents, whatever. And whenever she does, she gets very aggressive about it. And so basically, she starts snapping at me as well. And you'll also know why later. Like, this, it's basically a whole bunch of stuff that happens to me, but then I find out the reason why behind it days later. So that's why I keep saying you'll find out later. And the reason for why that is very messed up. So, she starts snapping at me as well. She starts making these little snide comments to me, and just being, like I said, just hella catty to me as well. And I'm just like, okay, am I gonna have a problem with you now? Like, what the hell's going on here, guys? So, Day 4 comes, same shit. Him and his friend snap at, being hella moody with me, and she actually snaps at him a couple times too. She calls him fat twice, and a couple other times throughout the trip, she told him to shut his mouth a couple times as well. So I don't. She just wasn't a nice person. This person was not a nice person at all. She really wasn't like, and that's. Day 5 comes, same stuff. No. Sorry, Day 5. We get into an argument, me and the guy. Well, we're kind of arguing off and on all day, and it's because it's basically what I said previously on Day 2 about, him being moody with me. I don't know what the problem with is, why he's snapping at me, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty much the same stuff we're arguing about now. So, it's evening time. I told him, you know what? I don't know what the hell your problem is, or why you're being this way to me, but you know what? I think out of this trip, this is the last time we should see each other, because you become a freaking monster, dude. I don't know what the hell your deal is. And then he was like, you know what? That's fine by me. And I was like, all right, fine, cool. So, later that night at dinner, we're all seated at dinner. The group in total was 5 of us. He whispers over to me, saying something like, you really hurt my feelings when you said this. I don't remember what exactly he said, but he whispers something, and then the girl, who I said loves to interject her opinion, slams her hand on the table and was like, really? Are we really doing this right now? Really? Really? Can you fucking do this some other time, you two? And then I was like, Jesus, you both are giving me freaking migraine right now. And then and plus not even that, I didn't know he was gonna do that. I didn't know he was gonna freaking talk about it during dinner. And so it's just, and then she was just, that girl was just bitchy with me the rest of the night. When I got back to the room, I got back to him a little bit later than the others. I asked them, hey, is anybody in the bathroom? Because I had to go really bad. And she was like, no, but I'm next. And I was like, all right, congratulations. You want a fucking medal or something? And so, yeah, she was making comments like that for the rest of the trip. She was just, like I said, this person was not a nice person. She had severe anger issues, and oh my god, I'm telling you guys right now, I do not hate people for the most part, but this girl is the exception. I've never ever been so freaking irritated by someone ever in my entire life. It's one of those things where you had to actually be there to experience how nasty this woman is. Anyways, so Day 6 comes. Everyone pretty much shuns me. They're off going doing their own thing. I have dinner all by myself. At the club, everyone ignores me totally, and I'm just sitting there by myself, just I want to kill myself right now. And I did not mean that. I didn't mean that in a humorous way. I was being 100% serious. My depression, I went into a very severe depression very quickly during this trip. I was so confused and hurt by what was going on, and the worst thing is I had no explanation for this whatsoever for why everybody was being so freaking moody to me. So, I literally kid you not, I literally visualized myself jumping off the boat into the freezing water to kill myself. That's how bad it got. I've never ever felt so alone and miserable in my entire life. At that point, because I still had 4 more days on that ship. There was nowhere else I could go. The only place I couldn't sleep anywhere else besides the room that we were in, that all of us were grouped in. I felt I had no one to talk to. Well, in person, I did that way later that night. I actually ended up talking to my mom about it, and I told him, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I want to kill myself. I'm so sad. I'm confused about everything that's going on. But I still love him. But I shouldn't be with him anymore. And my mom was like, Then my mother was like, Cameron, listen to me. You do not love him, okay? He is not the person for you. He is treating you like crap. You do not need him in life. You do not love him at all. And he does not love you either. And then that's when it clicked for me. I was like, oh my god. She's right. I don't love this guy anymore. And that's the reason why things felt so off when I got back together with him back in August of 2014. That's the reason why it felt so off. It was because I wasn't able to fall back in love with him. You know, and I did not, like, I legitimately did not know that I was not in love with him until my mom pointed out to me and got it in my head. Like, I sincerely thought I was still in love with him until that point. And it just made so much sense to me in that moment that I was not in love with him and that this guy was not the one for me. So, day 7 comes, same shit. It's getting old at this point. It's getting really old. I just try to block it out, but I'm still in my severe depression. I still want to kill myself. I was pretty much being bullied the whole time. I really was, and I know it didn't help either. I was being moody as well. I said it did some stupid stuff as well. So I'm not totally innocent here, but for the remainder part, I was really bullied there. I was outnumbered. Day 8 comes. I finally get the information out of him. I tell him, okay, you know what? I've had it. Tell me what the hell's going on with you. You turned into a completely different person ever since we got into the ship. What is going on with you? Why are your friends acting so fucking rude to me? Tell me right now, because I'm at my limit. And then he gives me this long explanation, but the gist of it is that the reason why I've been avoiding you this whole time and been moody with you is because my friends think you're weird. And I was like, wait, so that's the reason why all this crap is happening was because your friends think I'm weird? And then he was like, yep, they told me on the first day that they think you're pretty weird, so that's kind of why I didn't want to, hang around with you. And then I'm just like, what? Really? Is that really the reason why all this is happening right now? Just because of that? Just because your friends thought I was weird? And then he was like, yeah, Cameron, I don't want to hang out. And before I say this part, I'm just letting you know right now. At this point in time, this guy is almost 22 years old. So I say that because I'm going to say this now. He says, Cameron, the reason why I've been avoiding you, I've been moody with you, is because if I hang out with you, my social cred will be ruined. And I don't want to ruin my social cred. And then it just hits me. I was like, oh my god, this is a freaking adult male saying this. I just walked away after that because I just okay, that was just a ridiculous explanation. And it was, but it didn't hit me till way later on that I was thinking to myself, oh my god, this is supposed to be an adult male. But what are we, in high school? Oh, really? That's your reason? Aren't we supposed to be all adults here? I mean, come on. Give me a break. So, oh my god. So, day 9 comes. I avoid everybody. I do join them at dinner though because I did want to have one last feast there. And here comes 2-cent girl with her opinion. Well, not really with opinion, but with her interjection. There was a topic about they were discussing hair. I had really short hair at the time, and my ex was like, "Yeah, I think I want my hair to be as short as Cameron's." And then the girl's like, "Oh, don't look over there. Just don't. There's nothing over there." And I'm just looking at her like, I'm telling you, people, my blood was boiling. But the reason why I didn't do anything or say anything was because I knew if I did, she would most likely play the victim and cause a huge scene. Like, I trust me, I know these kinds of people by now in my life. Back then I didn't, but now I do. Those kind of people will turn it back around on the opposite person and, just make themselves look like the victim in it. I knew exactly that was going to happen. That's why I did not say anything, but I just so badly wanted to. My blood was boiling at that point. And then I tried to calm myself down later on. I was like, okay, Cameron, tomorrow is the last day. You're going to be out in the morning. Just hold it together one more night. Okay, I know you want to go off on her. I know you want to call this person every name in the book, but just hold it together. Because if I go off on her, I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs and yell every cuss word in the book, and she's gonna most likely, like I said, make herself look like the victim and bring it back on me, probably with double the aggressiveness, I guess, or something, I don't know. So, day 10 comes, everyone leaves, I don't say goodbye to them, they don't say goodbye to me. Well, I have to drive back. Well, my ex drove me back home to Vacaville. Everyone else drives back home in the other car. Thank God. I do not say goodbye to them. They don't say goodbye to me. You want? Fine. I don't care. He drives me home. We were quiet. We were totally quiet the entire way through. I asked him something. I don't know what I asked him. I don't know. I don't remember what I asked him, but basically, we get back home to my house. I get out, get my stuff. I don't say goodbye to him. He doesn't say goodbye to me. Drives off. And it does not end there, folks. It gets, I mean, I shouldn't say worse, but, I mean, in terms of relationships and dating, it doesn't get worse, but outside of that, it did get worse, so I'll go a little bit into that, but not too much, because that's not what the topic of the video is about. So, we're still in January 2015 when the last time we saw each other in that year. So, for all that whole entire year, I was in a severe depression because of what happened. I was lashing out on my parents. I was in a mood the entire year. Well, I won't say the entire year, but most of the year. I was in a mood at work. I was in a very dark place that whole year. And it was mostly because of what happened, on the cruise ship, but also probably because my mother became very close to dying because she had, I don't remember what it was, but it was something in her liver that made her very, very close to dying, so that didn't help either. But basically, I was in a very dark place the whole year. Let's just put it at that. I didn't know. I tried venting, and I did. I vented so much, but it didn't. I felt like nothing was working. I still wanted to kill myself during this period, and I didn't know what to do. I was still lost. I still felt isolated. I still felt alone because, and like I said, it didn't help that I was, tearing down the people that were close to me because of what happened, which isn't, not fair to them. They didn't do anything wrong, but it's like, I don't know what to do with my pain, So, a few weeks after the last time we see each other, I messaged him on Facebook because surprisingly he hasn't deleted me off of there. I tell him, hey, I'm really sorry for how I acted. I'm sorry if I made you, feel hurt or pissed off at me, but you know what? You were no better. You turned to some control freak jerkwad, you know, and that's why I kind of was also that way back in return the whole time, too. Which, like I said, I know that doesn't excuse it, but that explains why I was in a mood the whole time, too. He reads the messages, but never responds. So it's just like, oh, lovely. So fast forward to beginning of May 2015. He's still on my Facebook. He hasn't deleted me. And actually, a little bit before this, I actually call him a few times, and he rejects my phone call every time. So it's just like, okay, why keep me on social media if you don't want to talk to me? Anyways, so the only way I feel like I can actually get through to him, like real good, is just through Skype. So I recorded a bunch of Skype videos, basically telling him off, basically saying that he's not as mature as he thinks he is. I let him have it. I really did. No filter whatsoever. I just let him have it. I sent those videos over to his Skype account, and he watched all of them, and then he called me, and then I was just like, oh, yeah, now you want to talk, now that I freaking told you off and let you have it, huh? Called you out on your shit. Anyways, he calls me. He was like, wow, you really feel that way. And I was like, no duh, I feel that way. Dude, you hurt me. Your friend hurt me. And I told him this as well. And you know what? I hope to God I never see that B word ever again, because if I ever see her again, I'm just gonna just go off on her completely and stuff. And I was just like, I was just ranting. I was just venting from the heart at that point. I was so pissed off. I was just saying whatever popped in my head at first, and then he was like, okay, wow, well, I'm really sorry that I did that to you. And I was like, in my head I was like, yeah, you better be freaking sorry. But I was like, okay, well, I forgive you. And I did forgive him, and I knew I had to for my benefit. I knew I had to. So I did. I did not want to hold on to this pain forever, this grudge forever. I had to forgive him. So I did. And then he says to me, yeah, and speaking of the other girl, I don't talk to her anymore. Anyway, so you don't have to worry about her. And I was like, well, I really wasn't worried about her, but good, you shouldn't talk to her. I don't know why you were friends with her in the first place. She called you fat a couple times and told you to shut your mouth. And also yelled at you, too. So it's like, why would you want to be friends with that kind of person, Anyway, so that was pretty much it for the whole conversation. We end the conversation there, and I feel loads better. I finally get everything out to him. We finally acknowledge it, he finally acknowledges it. He owns up to it. He apologizes, and it's just, I feel like I can breathe again. Everything was good. However, from May 2015 to, actually, we'll go back a little bit, from January 2015 to June 2016, I was completely single. That whole time. No dates, no hookups of any kind. I don't do hookups anyways. But no relationships, nothing of any kind, because I knew I had to work on myself that whole time. So I did. Because I still had to recover from that, the pain I experienced on the cruise ship early in the year. I knew I had to, so I had to take a long break, and it was hard. I so badly wanted to go back onto those dating websites and apps and just date again and fall in love again, because the, the feeling of being in love is just so amazing. It really is, and I wanted that back so badly, but I knew I had to wait and work on myself more, so that's what I did. I was single for a year and a half. At the end of 2015, sorry, rewind a little bit. If you're watching this and wondering, well, Cameron, why didn't you get a therapist to help? The reason why I didn't get a therapist to help with this was because I thought I was too good to have a therapist. I thought during the year 2015, I thought, I was affected by what happened. I blame everybody else in the whole freaking world for why I'm being moody and stuff like that. So yeah, I pretty much thought I was just too good to get into therapy. But fast forward to the end of 2015, it was like right before Christmas of 2015. I have a mental breakdown 2 days in a row. Yeah, the first day I had a mental breakdown. I don't want to talk about it because the incident was very cringy and embarrassing. But let's just say I just went off on someone close to me for a stupid reason, and then the following day I have another mental breakdown. And this is during when my dad calls me and asks, what the hell was that last night? Why'd you do that? Blah, 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 blah. And then everything from what happened on the cruise ship to my mom nearly dying, it just all just came crashing down on me in my head at the same time. And I literally broke down in the middle of, where was I? I was at a lake. I was at my hometown's most popular lake, and I just broke down right in the middle of the walkway around the lake, and I just broke down crying so much. I screamed. I once again I wanted to kill myself, and later that day I almost did. I took a whole bunch of, I think it was ibuprofen pills, poured out like 20 of them, put them all in my mouth, and I ended up swallowing a few, but I ended up spitting everything else out. So, and that was the moment I knew, okay, I need therapy. I need therapy. This is not the route I want to go down on. So, days later, I ended up getting a therapist, and I get better. I gradually get better, and my life is improving. For real. It is improving. On this video right here, part 3 is going to be about my next ventures into dating and relationships, and along with me moving to Sacramento, a bigger city than my hometown, and how I experienced relationships and dating there. And I'm telling you, folks, it just gets, well, maybe probably not more chaotic, but relatively chaotic and upsetting. So I'm gonna end the video right here, and then part 3 is gonna be all about how my change for the better. I don't know. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna end the video here. Part 3 will be up tomorrow. Thank you. Goodbye.